Hello there, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection. We're playing Assassin's Creed 2, and you might notice something a little bit different. I got a new layout. So Dianella, the person that I commissioned to do all my other stream layouts and stuff, I decided, you know what? They're like, I want a different layout for recording videos that actually like doesn't have all the extra fluff. You know, we don't have chat, we don't have our like recent follower, donation, subscriber, all that sort of stuff. We don't need that for recording. So I commissioned her. Oh, come on, turn on controller. I commissioned her to make this. And I think it looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. I hope all of you are happy with it as well. And I also commissioned her while I was at it to just have a proper ending screen because I didn't have one before. I was just kind of using a generic just chatting screen that she made for me, which I never use because I never do just chatting. Anyway, let's get into this. Assassin's Creed 2. We haven't made much story progress, I don't think. I believe, yeah, we were still kind of leaving Florence. Or, well, we have to take, first we got the hidden blade from, what's his name? We got the hidden blade from Leonardo. And yeah, now we have to take revenge on Uberto. And we are already almost being detected. Great. Okay, so what were we even doing? I was trying to get all these different things. So there's a viewpoint. There's a viewpoint. I believe this viewpoint is the one that's impossible for us to get to right now. So let's do this viewpoint. And yeah, it's good to be back. As always. Let's do a bit of free running, because free running, it's always good to like practice it. It's not exactly uh-oh, guards. You know what? Rooftops it is. Rooftops are always a great way to travel. Get up there, Ezio. Come on. There we go. Okay, so what we want, yeah, there's just like this one viewpoint, right? Oh, I think we got the special thingy at the orphanage, right? I think that's like the very last thing I did at the last episode. So I shouldn't have to worry about anything of that. Let's just keep moving around. There's one guard over here. He's not looking our way. I'm gonna see if I... Oh, fuck you. Down you go. I mean, I was gonna kill you anyway, but now you made it personal. Also, I hear a sparkly. What's the sparkly? Is it a chest? Is there a chest around here somewhere? Could be a feather.
Ammirate questi prosciutti!
I'm definitely hearing well, I don't hear it anymore is the thing. I heard it briefly. You all heard that, right? Like, I'm not being crazy. Okay, I think it's just ambient noise. I don't think it's actually anything for us to worry about. Alright, well,
Impressive move.
last viewpoint to do before we continue on with the main story. Take a good look of Florence again. And down we go. Alright, now I believe that's pretty much it. Okay, there is a codex page. We could grab that if we wanted to. Yeah, why not? And it's just right there. We can take the guards. It won't be a big deal. Also, hang on a second. Just want to double check. The audio is in fact... Hang on. Were any of you hearing any of the game at all? Okay. Probably were. Yeah, I guess I should check that before the stream. Just want to make sure, like, this entire episode isn't completely muted. But yeah. Just gonna drop down here a little bit. Alright, so here's the codex pages. And you can eat my knife, and you eat my knife, and you eat my knife. Oh my god, none of them put up any sort of a fight. Okay, let's leave. Oh fuck. Guards.
Get him! There!
Slit your throat.
Bella Madonna! I want no part of this!
Now let's do my favorite thing, which is that. Okay. Before anyone else shows up, let's just grab our codex and run. Codex page acquired, number 1. Now I think it's about time that we get moving. It is time for us to continue on with the main plot, and I'm not entirely sure what we're doing in the main plot right now. Actually, hang on. We got a bit of money. Might as well talk to you. Okay, we can get some armor. You know what? It's better than nothing. I'll take it. So that I believe, yeah, it increases our max health, and it also increases our damage resistance, which is important. And over here we go. Eye icon database. Yeah, but we've already cleared this one. By the way, I didn't do any research at all on courtesans. I want to. At some point, maybe I probably will. But for now, Yeah, I don't really have any information for you about them at all, unless we want to hop in the database real quick. You could do that. Would that be people? Courtesans. Rebecca, those girls are definitely available for hire. I bet you can use them as moving cover. In fact, try sending them to tempt unwanted guards. So, about courtesans. Prostitution was one of the most popular occupations for Renaissance women whose only other options in most cases were staying with their families or living in a convent. Italian society supported prostitution, and many brothels were regulated by the government. At the end of the 15th century, cities started to pass laws against prostitution, forcing courtesans to wear specific outfits and separate them from the rest of society. Okay, so yeah, like, prostitution was completely legal, expected, and it was, in a lot of cases, kind of like the only viable job for a lot of women. So, anyway, let's get on with the story.
You were gone for quite a while.
Leonardo likes to talk.
That he does. But I trust he did more than talk. I've given you the skills. Leonardo's given you the blade. All that remains is the deed.
Where can I find Uberto?
According to my girls, he'll be attending an unveiling tonight of Verrocchio's latest work. It will be held at the Santa Croce cloister.
Watch over my mother and sister while I'm away.
Of course, Ezio. As if they were my own.
Judge, jury, executioner. Find the art show at Santa Croce, find Uberto, and exact revenge. Yeah, I keep forgetting that there are these, like, quick time events
Uberto
that...
Alberti,
Oh.
trusted friend of the Auditore family. According to the history books, this guy was a saint. He prosecuted murderers, rapists, the worst criminals. One of the best lawyers in Italy, he won every case, in spite of the fact that he was self-taught. Now, I found a back door into the Templars' database server. I've been combing it for some kind of smoking gun. I found it. Apparently, Uberto's family was evicted by the Medici Bank. Uberto's been aching for revenge ever since. And the Templars promised him support. Ezio's father was standing in the way, and Uberto was jealous of his influence over the Florentine government. Two birds with one stone, isn't it? It looks like Uberto used his election to the Signoria as his opportunity to strike.
I have literally never seen that before. Is that a thing that they do for all of these? Ooh, that's cool. Well, there you have it. We've learned about Uberto, his entire, like, who he is, what his role is in all this, what his motive is. Basically, Uberto, you know, he was a decent guy. He was a lawyer, prosecuted a lot of, like, criminals, basically, like, you know, kept the law going around. But so something to note is that Florence, here's something that I've did some research on and want to talk a little bit about. Florence was under Medici control. The Medici family were basically like the rulers. they were kind of the ruling class of Florence for a very long period of time, like from the 1200s up until I want to say like the 1700s. Like, that's a good 500 years where the Medici family was just like the rulers.
Again with this?
You have overstepped your bounds, Uberto.
Who are you to speak of bounds? You who have crowned yourself Lorenzo di Medici, Principe of Firenze.
I've done no such thing.
Of course not. Ever innocent. How convenient. At least now we see how far your reach extends, which is to say, nowhere at all. It has proved a valuable lesson for me and my allies.
Yes. Your allies, the Pazzi. Is that what this is about?
Be careful with your words, Lorenzo. You might attract the wrong sort of attention.
And there we have it. So, basically, yeah, I could be getting my numbers wrong there. It's entirely possible that I just like completely made that up. But generally speaking, yeah, like, the thing is, and here we're gonna use our newfound blending skill to get past various guards so that we can get ourselves inside that palace without being noticed. Or it's not the palace, it's the Santa Croce. But yeah. Basically, yeah, we've got ourselves, like... Can I blend with you guys? Possibly not, but the guards may not even be oh, they are looking this way. But point being, the Medici family was like, for a very long period of time, they had a lot of political power in Florence. Now, granted, not all of that power, like, technically Florence was a republic and they wanted to keep it as such. Okay, here we go. Yeah, technically Florence was a republic and they wanted to keep it as such. But they still held, like, a huge amount of power. And, you know, part of that comes from the fact that they were bankers, you know?
Another mask tonight.
There we go.
Finally,
Distract
little
him.
Dog, no doubt.
I love the little dance the guy does.
Good evening, Gonfaloniere.
To you as well. I
Alright.
trust you're enjoying yourselves.
Indeed, a nice distraction from that nasty business with the Auditore family.
You!
Here we go. First target
I
down.
would have done the same. To save the ones you love.
Yes, I would. And I have.
The Auditori are not dead! I'm still here! Me! Ezio! Ezio Auditore!
And now we should probably run. Okay. Running that way is not gonna be the easy way. Come on, out we go. Alright. Now, yeah, we just run.
Getting past me. You get away.
I literally did just get past you, so suck on that. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
doesn't look like one.
But yeah, they held a lot of power because they were bankers. As is often the case, you can kind of just follow the money to see who's going to be in power. And yeah.
He's losing us.
Oh, fuck you.
On him.
Well, now I'm on the rooftops. Good luck following me here.
He's losing us.
The music is surprisingly calm. Oh shit. Fuck.
Where has he gone? I have scores of new works from exciting young artists. You may not know the names now, but you will. Where did he go? They become ensnared in long projects for rich churchmen.
There we go. Judge, jury, executioner. We've killed Uberto. And yeah, so he was like a decent guy, pretty much up until he got kind of screwed over by the Medici family. And he decided, you know what, it's time to find new allies. And the Templars were willing to, you know,
Grazie for your patronage.
yeah, they were willing to basically give him that, you know, they were happy to, well, basically they wanted an ally, right? You know, they needed allies against the assassins, and Uberto would be a perfect person to do that. I keep saying Uberto even though his name is Uberto. I keep adding in like an extra M. Anyway, let's keep going. And now, is there anything for us to worry about other than all these chests? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just, no, not custom marker. We just need to make it back home. And yeah, we have made our presence very well known. We have assassinated Uberto, who was the man responsible for my family's death, because while he used to be kind of allied to them, it was the fact that my family is allied to the Medici family, and the Medici family screwed over Uberto, and he wanted revenge. And so he made new allies that were basically willing to help him. They were basically willing to support him in getting revenge against the Medici. So there you have it. That's the story of Uberto and why we kill him. But there's a little bit more to it than that, because again, well, here's the little thing, is like, right? He's dead, so our family is avenged, correct? Is that correct? Well, no. Because the thing is, who convinced him? You know, who were his new allies? And this is gonna be our next target. Basically, our entire string of new targets, or targets in general, is gonna be the people that convinced Uberto to kill my family. First, then, get some money. And grab it. And there we go. Love clearing those chests off the map. They're so good. Alright. Back to this place. Don't mind me, person I just fell on top of. Alright, ready? Let's go. Also, there might be a quick time event, so pay attention.
I think it's best I leave Firenze.
Where will you go?
My uncle Mario owns a villa near Monteregioni.
You're still a wanted man, Ezio.
What would you have me do then?
I've seen posters all across the district. Tearing them down will help the city forget your face. No doubt the heralds also incite the public. Bribe them, and they'll speak of other things. Or you could hunt those who bear false witness against you. They traded dignity for coin. Their loss would not be mourned. Do any of these things, and you should be free to leave.
And here we have our next mission, which is basically tutorializing us on notoriety. So
I've added a program for tracking notoriety. This little meter will help you know how far you are between notorious and incognito.
I never saw you.
Alright, so we've got this
This
person
will help you know if
here.
you should watch your actions. It'll also tell you if the notoriety level is part of Ezio's memory or not.
Yeah, so here we're basically learning how to lower our notoriety. If our notoriety is at max, it'll be red like it is up there in the corner. And that'll basically mean that guards will always be suspicious of us. Like, no matter what, they will always just, like, yeah. They'll always want to hunt us down. The best ways to lower notoriety are, well, the 3 ways to lower notoriety are tearing down wanted posters. That actually lowers it the lowest amount. It only lowers it by 25%. You can bribe heralds, which lowers it by 50%. Or you can kill witnesses. Basically, I guess people that have witnessed your actions and are speaking out against you. That lowers it by 75%. So here, let's remove a wanted poster. Not sure who was seeing that wanted poster because it was all the way up here, but let's not question it. Now, I would like to find that witness. There they are.
That's a funny get. Isn't that?
But I'm also...
We're losing him. Coming home to mama.
No need to be shy. Jump forward.
There we go. Witness dead. Alright, time to go home. Or, well, let's see. Is there anything else? Any more missions or quests or anything? Nope, just a bunch of chests. Cool. Then let's head back, and now we are incognito, meaning no one. You see, we can walk right past these guards, and they don't care. Now, they will care if we, like, do something to piss them off, like bump into them or whatever, but for the most part, they're just like, you know what? That doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Such energy you have.
And you die, and you die, and oh, you are putting up a fight. Let's throw you down and kill you. Oh fuck, there's more.
Release me at once.
Yeah, we really do need to get a sword. I think we broke that guy's leg or something because he just could not get up off the floor. Anyway, that's loot. Get some more loot. Oh yeah, lots of nice money. Give me all that good stuff.
What hell have we brought down upon ourselves?
Now,
Rather you than me. The life is short, so
yeah, let's just go back. And yeah, we have, as Ezio mentioned, an uncle who lives in Monteregione. And that's where we'll basically hide out, because we kind of have to leave Florence at this point. You know, like, we lowered our wanted level, but that still doesn't matter. Like, there's not really much left for us here, you know? We have to go elsewhere. So let's head out and take my family.
Bentornato, Ezio. Were you successful?
Yes. Madre?
Ezio! Where have you been? They wouldn't let us leave. And Mother, oh, she hasn't spoken a single word since we left the house. Father will need to sort things out. Where is Father? And Federico? And Petruccio?
Something's happened.
What do you mean? No, it's impossible.
Claudia,
No.
I did everything I could, Piccina. Listen, right now what matters is getting us all someplace safe. But to do that, I need you to stay focused. Do you understand? Good. Will you watch over Mother for me? Then we are ready. Thank you again for everything.
Stay safe, Ezio. Stay vigilant. I suspect the road ahead is yet long.
Arrivederci. Escort Maria and Claudia out of Florence to the Villa Auditore in Monteregione.
This way.
So we just gotta, you know, escort them. And that shouldn't be too much of a trouble. Oh my god, it's one of these annoying fucks. Now you can actually make them just go away just by stealing from them. So that's a cool little trick. Hello. I stole your money. There we go. So yeah.
I've fresh caught leeches today.
Oh my god, you will not leave me alone.
Segui.
But yeah, you know. Also, I'm pretty sure that's piss that we just stepped in. That's cool. But yeah, Monteregione, when we get there, I'll talk a little bit about that. I don't actually know much about it myself personally, but it is a place that I went past. I never actually visited, but when I was living in Siena, there was like just like a little sign that said, "Hey, Monteregione, this way."
Con me.
Alright, and here's the part where we're gonna have to... Yeah, the gate to leave... Ooh, hang on, we got a little thingy. Caravan travel. You should be able to buy a caravan to ride to another city. Travel in the Renaissance was not the disgusting ordeal it is today. Instead, it was merely terrifying. The countryside was filled with bandits, causing most travelers to move in armed groups called caravans. Anxious voyagers usually sewed valuables and gold into the soles of their shoes or the linings of their jackets. Guides, called vetturini, were sometimes hired to help plot the route of the caravan and book rooms at local inns, but those carriages were often working with the bandits just like travel agents today. That's pretty cool to know. But yeah, we've got to get past the city guards, so
After you.
let's get the courtesans to help us.
Quella è satanata, ve lo dico io.
Oh my god, this is the worst city guard ever.
Andiamo.
And we've made it out. Now look at this, we got some signs. So this way to Monteregioni and Forli. No, that way to Forli. And this way to Gimignano. I think that's how you pronounce that. So yeah.
All right, this way.
How could this have happened to us?
I don't know.
But yeah, Mother is in shock. And our sister, well, she's a little bit...
Will we ever be back?
I don't know.
She's a little bit tougher than Mother, you know? Our sister, at the very least, like, can keep herself together, even though she does want to break down. But yeah. Horrible things happened to our family, and now there's only one place for us to go, which is to visit our uncle.
Follow my
What
lead.
will happen to our house?
I don't know.
Were they given a proper burial?
Yes, they were.
Arrivederci. And that's memory number 2. Yeah. I am feeling tired. It has been a long week. It's been a long 2 weeks, Jesus. Like, a lot has happened. Toscana, 1476.
We should be close.
Grazie a Dio.
Roadside assistance escort Maria and Claudia to the Villa Auditore in Monteregioni.
On me.
You know, this game is kind of making me want to get back into learning Italian. Just a little bit. Like, I don't know if I really should probably focus more on learning Japanese, because, like, that's kind of the language that I need to use the most, but...
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Ah, it's the cunt.
How could you leave Firenze without saying a proper goodbye?
Ezio!
What do you want, Vieri?
So many things. A larger palazzo, 2 new steeds, a prettier bride. Oh, and yes, your life. My condolences for the loss of your father and brothers. What will happen now that there's no one left to help you? I have such wonderful things in store for your mother and sister.
Oh, fuck off.
I grow tired of this game. Finish him, and do not spare the women. What sorcery is this?
Not sorcery, boy. Skill.
Show yourself!
As you wish. Here, use this.
Kill them! Kill them all!
And now we have a sword. And there's our uncle, Mario Auditore.
There he is! Not on the mile!
Get him!
Alright, he's dead. Now, Claudia is taking a beating. Where is she? There she is. So let's stab you in the back. That's a cool thing you can do, is like, if you go up behind someone, just run your sword right through them. And their defenses are not focused on you. I love those kinds of insta-kills that you can get in this game. Stay the fuck away from my sister. I swear to fucking God.
You have my thanks.
Keep the sword, Ezio.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario.
It's a
Uncle
me,
Mario.
Mario.
It's been too long, Nipote. Far too long. I heard what happened in Firenze. Terrible. Come, let's get you all away from here.
And we met Mario, our uncle, and he gave us a sword. And we're in a nice little villa out in the countryside now, Monteregione. Let's sheath our sword too, by the way. No reason to have that out. Ooh, here we go. Database time. Let's learn about Monteregione. So, built in the 13th century by the overlords of Siena. Hey, Siena. That's where I lived. Monteregione was actively involved in the defense of Tuscany against Florentine attempts to gain more territory. At the front of this conflict was the Auditore family, who became the city's rulers and protectors. It was the Auditore who constructed Monteregione's famous walls, which can still be seen today. Although standing in opposition to Florentine desires, the Auditore had cordial relations with the Medici family, largely due to their collective Florentine roots. Monteregione successfully withstood attacks from Florence until, in 1554, the city was betrayed. Giovanni Zetti, the keeper of the garrison and a Florentine exile, was allowed to return to Florence in exchange for the keys to the city. Extraordinarily, the Auditore were allowed to continue the rules of Monteregione under Florentine leadership, showing that the Medici do not forget their friends. Now here we have a little bit of fake history mixed in with real history, because again, I'm like fairly certain the Auditore is completely fictional. But yeah, Monteregione was basically built as kind of a fortress by Siena to defend against Florence, because even though Florence was like the, I guess you could call, capital of Tuscany, there wasn't really like a capital of the region per se. It was more just like they were the seat of power in a region, but again, we're working with city-states here. We're not working with, like, vast regions. We're working with individual cities that have alliances and rivalries. And the Siena-Florentine rivalry was a pretty significant one. There's actually a very famous battle fought between Siena and Florence. I'll have to do some research on that one and get back to you all on that, but I believe it took place in like the 13th century, and yeah, it basically, yeah, the entire politics and dynamics of power and leadership and all that sorts of stuff in the Tuscan region is very fascinating to me. But anyway, let's talk to Mario. Casa Dolce Casa, home sweet home. Explore the Villa Auditore with Mario.
So, tell me everything.
They executed father for treason. Federico and Petruccio too. And they came for me.
Do you know why?
I have no answers, Uncle. Only a list of names taken from a man who wished me dead. I still can't believe they are gone.
Don't worry. We will make sense of this.
I wish I shared your optimism.
Come on, keep pace. We're almost there. I think you will find much to like in Monteriggioni.
I thought Monteriggioni was an enemy of Firenze.
For now. Next year it will be its friend, the year after its enemy again, and on and on. I cannot keep track, so I have stopped trying. These are honest, hard-working people. Our shops may only carry simple goods, but they're well made and dependable. There is a chapel here too. The prete seems a nice enough fellow, but I've never been much of a believer.
Did you know the Villa Auditore is almost 200 years old? It was built by my great-grandfather, a strange man who carried all kinds of secrets. Keep your eyes open, and you might discover a few of them yourself.
With all the fighting that's been going on, this place has started to get a bit rough around the edges. I wish I could do something about it, but I just don't have the time or money to fix things up. Guess that's life, huh? Here we are. Casa Dolce Casa. So, what do you think?
It's most impressive, Uncle.
She's seen better days, I suppose. Believe me, I'd have her shining again if only I had the time. Now that you have had the tour in Nipote, you should go and outfit yourself. My men in the market are expecting you. Return here when you're finished, and we'll begin.
Begin? Begin what?
I thought you'd come here to train.
No, Uncle. I came here to escape Firenze, and I intend to take my family further still.
But what about your father? He'd want you to finish his work.
What work? My father was a banker.
Wait, he did not tell you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ma che me combini, Giovanni? Where to even begin? Go and fetch the gear in the market. It will give me time to think. But that's that. We'll talk more later.
Some spending money should you need it. And if you find yourself in need of rest, I've prepared a room for you on the top floor of the villa.
Awesome, we got a lot of money, and our quest is to visit the blacksmith. But first, let's head up here and synchronize, if we can. Pretty sure we should be able to. Yeah. Welcome to Monteriggioni. This is going to be the hub. Every Assassin's Creed game has some degree of a hub, which is where you will, like, spend a lot of your time. So in the first Assassin's Creed game, that was, can't even remember the name of the place, but, you know, the this entire city where the assassins were based. In this game, it's Monte Regione. I can't remember where it is in Brotherhood because that entire game is set in Rome. But there is a base for the Brotherhood in Rome. I can't remember where exactly that is. But point being, every single game has its home base, and this is this one's. There we are. We also saw that there was a puzzle somewhere on the Villa Auditore. Actually, hang on. Let's look at the codex. No, not that. Database, there it is. Recent entries, Villa Auditore. Constructed in 1290, the Villa Auditore is an important medieval predecessor to early Renaissance architecture. The villa's wonderful symmetry and ordered geometry were a revelation for its time. Not only concerned with aesthetics, Domenico Auditore, Ezio Auditore's great-grandfather, designed his home to double as a fortress and training grounds, looking out both over the city that protected and the Tuscan plains. As a Florentine attack in 1320 left the facade damaged, the present facade was erected and a painting gallery was added to the interior. Domenico was more than just an architect and a warrior, he was also a skilled engineer. Recently discovered hidden compartments and rooms with mechanisms blocking entry are severely unique features of the building that make it a technological marvel as well as an architectural one. This building, I have no idea if it's like fictional or not. And here's Mario, our uncle. Alright, but yeah, we've got somewhere here, and I cannot remember where, I believe it's somewhere towards the top, is gonna be one of those glyphs. But yeah. I want to talk a little bit about city-states, by the way. Because I love talking about the city-states. Like, I feel like I've talked about them every single episode here. But the city-states... Why was Italy broken up in... here we go. Here's the glyph.
It's getting easier and easier to hack into Abstergo's mainframe. It's like I know what data I'm looking for. I've already lived it.
Alright, so... its open mouth delivers the kiss of death. That is probably going to be... right here. Leading the young to their end. Young, young, young. Up here now. What do you mean leading the young to their end? Oh, hang on. There's a bunch of numbers there. Just a bunch of random numbers. Interesting. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, I have no idea what any of this means. But either way, it's not what I'm looking for. Is it the window? Oh. Maybe it's like all the way back there. Here. I really have no idea what it's referring to. Leading the young to their end. Like, what are you talking? Well, we'll find it eventually. But continuing with what I was saying. Yeah, why exactly was Italy broken up into a bunch of city-states in the first place? Well, you'll notice... So what was the big thing in Italy prior to the medieval period? The Roman Empire, correct? So the Roman Empire kind of unified all of Italy, and when it collapsed, well, there it was, I have no idea what I was looking for. The flames from its throat poke out their eyes. Okay, so we're looking for bayonets. These are Union troops. South Carolina. But yeah, when the Roman Empire collapsed, so the geography of Italy is that it's kind of very mountainous. It's not very easy to like connect everything regionally speaking. Like, well, there we found it. This monster did not come from man. Is it that thing? There it is. We got the passcode. So, yeah, the Empire collapsed, and without the Empire, there's not really a whole lot of reason for any of these city-states to associate with one another, because it's like, yeah, what reason do we even have to be in contact with one another, apart from like maybe a little bit of trade? But again, like the region is very mountainous, it's kind of hard to connect place to place. So a lot of places were just kind of more self-sufficient. And that's what led to the city-state breakdown. Alright. 5 greaves and a dagger. So, armor. Get me some greaves. And a dagger.
Come again, please.
Nice. Alright, and we can actually use... So we can set the dagger, or set the sword. Let's just have the sword for now. And I guess we also had to visit the doctor for some reason.
Come, amici. A weekly bleeding is part
Buy
of a
medicine. Let's just max it out. No, it's not to.
Farewell and swift recovery, amico. be a bit
And there's
disorganized,
Casa
but I do
Dolce
know my
Casa.
smithing. Bear with me, amici.
But just as the regions were very broken up, similarly languages were, because there's no real reason and way for there to necessarily be a unified language. Like, of course, Latin still was like the language of the Roman Empire, but over time it kind of evolves, and when you have city-states that all kind of just rely on themselves and don't really have much centralization, they all kind of do their own thing and they kind of form their own dialects. So while Latin during the Roman Empire... What are you doing, Ezio? While Latin during the Roman Empire was probably the most well-spoken language, after its collapse, it kind of just evolved into different dialects in different regions. And this is kind of where, you know, our main Romance languages come from. You know, like Italian, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Romanian, and I think there's also Catalan, and there might be a couple more that I'm forgetting. I think there's like Occitan, but like, yeah, the main big ones are French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and Romanian. Those all came from Latin. But the story of Italian and how Italian came to be the language that it is a little bit interesting, because it's like, you know, again, we have these city-states, each of them has their own dialect, like, in a way, it's like its own language. So someone from Florence could probably fairly easily communicate with someone from, say, Siena, because they're pretty close by regionally. They do interact a lot diplomatically and politically. But if they were to, say, try to interact with Sicily, they'd probably not be able to speak very well together. They could maybe try to get by, but for the most part, like, they'll be speaking completely different languages from Sicily. And the language that we see today as Italian actually stems from Florence. The Florentine dialect ended up being the most predominant, particularly during the Renaissance and leading to after the Renaissance. If you're familiar with Dante, you probably heard of Dante. Dante's Inferno, Dante's, like, he was a writer. And he used the Florentine dialect. And his writings, thanks in part to, like, the ability to copy books and trade them and ship them to other places, his writings became very popular in other parts of Italy, and just kind of over time, the Florentine dialects became predominant, and once Italy finally formed itself into a unified country in, I think, the 19th century was, yeah, once it unified itself into a unified like, nation, they kind of held a vote as to what language would be the dominant, like, what language would be the language that they use, and the Florentine dialect won. So, yeah. Basically, Florence holds a lot of political weight in Italy. And in fact, for a brief period of time, Florence was actually the capital of Italy. It was not Rome. Rome became the capital later on, and for, I don't know the nuance to that, then I don't know the history to that, but Rome becoming the capital of Italy probably had something to do with, like, kind of a return to the roots of Italy and recognizing that, hey, Italy is all about, like, you know, we're based on the Roman Empire, we were the heart of the Roman Empire, and so Rome has to be our capital. But yeah, like, Florence is so important. So very important to Italian history. Like, you have no idea. But here we are in Monteriggioni, a much more rural area. We're kind of out in the mountainous plains of Tuscany, quite a ways away from Florence. We are a settlement. I can't really call Monteriggioni a city-state because they are directly associated with Siena. But yeah, they are basically a fortress. Like, this is a fortified town. And this is where we'll be spending most of our time. And we're about to learn what exactly does it mean to be an auditore. Because we thought we were bankers, right? Well, there's a little bit more to it than that. So we're about to find that out next time. We're going to leave the episode off for now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support me, you can find my links in the description down below. In my card, you can find the Discord where I hold watch parties. Right now we're watching Shiki, probably one of my all-time favorite anime. Shiki's just great, so yeah. If you want to watch the next episodes when we do that in November, join the Discord. I also have a Twitch channel where I stream, and I also have Twitter where I like to tweet and stuff and do announcements. As you are here on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to do basically everything to tell YouTube, like, hey, this person makes content that that you seem to enjoy, so other people might enjoy it too, you know, help get me out there. So like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, if you want to support me financially, you can of course also leave a tip in Stream Elements, or subscribe to me on Twitch, which gives you access to emotes. And I also have a throne wish list, which currently doesn't have all that much on it. I should maybe sometime get around to fixing that. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Also, if you want to see a full playlist to all the Assassin's Creed 2 videos, that will also be linked in the description. So, thank you all so much for coming, and bye-bye.